we'll just first introduce a little bit our company, and then the agenda would be to show you the QPunch tool which we have created as PMO Bytes, a little glimpse of certain features which any company can adhere to and use for their simple project management. And then finally, in the last 5 minutes, I leave the floor for any questions if you have around the company or around the application which we have created as QPunch. You could put your questions in between also part of the chat. So if you want to not to forget, you can keep posting your questions on the chat window, and I'll pick up all the questions in the end. That would be the idea. All right, so I'm sure different people from different regions are joining, but it's afternoon here, so good afternoon. My name is Amir Dawawala, and I represent the company PMO Bytes as the CEO and founder. The company has been here from the last 3 years. We started in 2019, and the vision of the company is basically to provide professional project management services, and all these services are around with great experience. I myself have an experience in the industry for around 25 years, and so we try to actually bridge the gap where we do not actually provide just the academic information or the academic, I would say, the training part, but we provide practicality also. And hence we have created our own tool, which we give students during the training practice over it. And we are providing this tool to enterprises who can actually go ahead, implement this tool and make their project management processes much simpler and much easier and more organizable with more visibility, ensuring that they are able to effectively finish and complete their projects on time. That is the whole idea. So all the resources are blended with real life experiences, exploiting the industry best practice methodologies. We have two websites. We have the pmobytes.com, and QPunch is the one for the product, which I'm going to demonstrate today. So that would be the idea. Key activities, like I said, we have the product, and we just don't have our own product. We have, I would say, portfolio of different products which provide project management in a simpler format. So basically, QPunch integrates, as an example, with Jira, which has been used globally with many companies. And we work with Jira. We complement Jira for certain reporting aspects, and this is a case study which we have implemented here, part of one of the biggest enterprises. Similarly, there is Confluence for document management, there is Trello for visual project management. All this, we work with the other tools to provide a portfolio suite of solutions if a company requires. Individually, also our product can actually cater to for project management needs to small and medium enterprises. But if it scales up and more solutions around that is required, then we create a kind of a stack of solutions with these products and provide whatever the pain area is to solve those for those companies. Same way, we have a kind of a partnership with RDoc for enterprise architecture management also. So that's where our project management services and consultancy comes in, and we do a lot of web application and mobile application development around the needs of the customers. We do have a training vertical in which we provide multiple management courses, again, starting with project management courses, IT management, IT courses, and business skills courses also. We are partnered with one of a few of the best, the industry renowned companies like PMI, which is based in US. We are an authorized training partner for PMI. We are a kind of authorized training provider or organization for PeopleCert here in Qatar. So all these companies are global, and they've been successful in whatever they are offering, part of training, part of solution provisioning. We have tied up with them so that our offering in the local market is very strong, and we complement each other. So we work with these companies. We take this either trainings or solutions, and we provide this with a blend of with our experience here in this market. And we are expanding ourselves also into different regions beyond Qatar also now. So that's where our partnerships are. These are some customers which we have actually worked with in the last 2-3 years. And there are some big names. So we have done an implementation for Google. We are working with Ooredoo. QNB Bank is our customer from the last 2 years. and then some others. So basically, we have been quite busy and we are growing, and now we're going into international markets, international different entities to provide and serve us with our products and with our trainings in different regions. So now it's about QPunch. So what is QPunch? So this is a little bit about the company. Any questions related to the companies you need to know more. If you have anything which you have in mind to tie up also with us, somehow complementing your services. If you are in business and you want to join us in some way, part of affiliation or partnership, also you can reach out. So this part now we'll be covering related to the tool, which is QPunch. So basically, what was the idea and why did we come up with this application? The idea is basically many companies nowadays work with many people doing different things, part of any initiative. Either you call it project or you call it operations or any kind of service which you are trying to provide for your own customers as a company, as an entity, or if you are even an individual and you are actually trying to serve, let's say, as a digital marketer, you're trying to serve your clients and you have multiple requirements which you need to organize, which you need to track, you need to report on. You need some kind of an application or a tool which could assist or which could make that transparency and provide that information easily to those customers. So this is where QPunch comes in. QPunch actually ensures that there is unified communication, collaboration using cutting edge technologies, and it connects multiple stakeholders together on a single page, which could be a project, which could be any initiative. So if you are suppose an insurance company and you have many different activities to be done with many people around you, and you do not have a tracking system, and even if you have a tracking system, you do not have easy reporting around that tracking system, or you do not have a follow-up system. When the things are assigned, you don't know when it's going to be over, how much the person has done, what is the progress of that particular activity. All this QPunch can help. So as the team is executing, as the team is doing whatever activities are supposed to be done, whatever assigned to them, basically the tool actually provides dynamic reporting. So it has integrated collaboration, it has dynamic reporting, and it ensures transparency of whatever things needs to be done around different people, and it makes those people as teams. That is the whole idea. So they collaborate, they work together, and they perform as a team, which is required by any entity, by any initiative to be successful. So that is the idea we have created the tools. Somehow it ensures that these people do not break into silos. They're always working together, and they're ensuring the work gets done as a team. So that is the whole idea of the tool, and through which we have multiple features in the tool, which goes in team collaboration. So we have some agile methodology, which relates to Kanban boards, Scrum boards, which I'm going to demonstrate. Resource utilization, we have a mobile app even. And if you are following a classical methodology, a traditional project where you have a fixed scope, fixed budget, and you need to get things done, ensuring the time and the budget and the cost is sufficing to whatever project you are running, we have a methodology which can be run using waterfall, different features around waterfall methodology also, which is listed here. And then beyond the projects, if you have initiatives like strategies which needs to be tracked, we have some features in the product which can provide portfolio management even. So I'm going to give a glimpse. Obviously, I can't get into this with the limitation of time in detail. So I'm just going to give a glimpse of all these features at a high level. And obviously, if someone is interested and it looks something which you can use, you can always come back and we can have an elaborated demo specifically for your need. So that can also be worked out. So rather than going further on the slides, I will jump into the tool and I'll start showing the tool right now. All right. So like I said, the application is called QPunch. So if you want to go to the website, qpunch.co, this is the website. And as soon as you click on the login, basically it will take you to the main application interface. Now, if you're coming first time and you haven't registered to the tool, then the registration page will assist you to get yourself registered. There are different packages, but there is a free package which allows you to test the tool free for a month. Okay, since I am already part of this, I will directly log in with my username password. You have different modes of login. You can, if you're an enterprise, you have Azure, you can log in through Azure, or you can use your Facebook or Google credentials also to log in. Now, this is the dashboard. Basically, if you have no projects, first time you're coming, it will actually drive you through a wizard through which it will ask you some questions and it will get you a project created. If you do not want to run through the wizard, you can just click on new project and just put in few details about the project. And as soon as you put in these details, one box like this will be created, which each box is a different initiative, and we call this initiatives as projects. These are basically, I would say, one set of activities which needs to be managed in an organized manner. We call them as project. It could be operation activities, it could be service activities, whatever form of activities, one team will be working to ensure these activities are getting completed. As an example, as you can see, my daily business activities also, I tracked it down, part of the PMO Bytes. I use my tool extensively myself with my team. So everything is being tracked in terms of daily activities. And then this is the development activities in which we track bug, features, enhancements related to the product. Similarly, different customers I'm working with are also tracked here. As an example, MOI, Uridu, different customers have been also tracked because each customer has a set of activities and a set of things to be completed, which we are tracking and we are getting it completed. So when you click, like I said, new, you will have your own box to work with. You can set up a team into that and the team will be assigned and things will happen. This is what I'm going to show now. So I'll just to make you understand, I'll take this initiative, which is a mobile app development initiative. We are trying to build up an internet banking mobile app as an example, part of this project. So there are multiple views here first. So first of all, what does this box signify? So first of all, it signifies what is the end product, what is the name of the project, and little bit description. There is some settings which we will not go, but you can set up multiple things around that. We could narrow down some features. You can increase some additional fields, all this. But part of this demo, I'm not going to show or not get into these details to keep it short and simple and straightforward. So here there are multiple ways you could manage your teams and activities. The first way, option is the board view. And before that, it shows a kind of a small thin line which shows the status. So here in the status, as I can see, there are a lot of activities which are unassigned. Some activities are assigned and have gone overdue, which is red. Some activities are in progress and some activities have got completed. So with this small line, I can actually somehow understand where my activities right now in terms of their progress, where are they right now? What is the status? So if there is a lot of yellow, that means a lot of things are in progress, not getting completed. If there is a lot of purple, that means it's been not been picked up, it's in the backlog, not even assigned even. So there is some areas of concern. Maybe the team is not enough to pick up the task, or if the yellow is too much, that the team is not enough to complete the task. And if the red is overdue, that means the team is not being efficient to get it completed on time. Now, where are these activities and how this is getting formed? You click on this board view. Basically, it will show you a set of swim lanes and the multiple activities which needs to get completed, part of every stage related to, let's say, from start to completion. It has to go through multiple stages, which is like backlog. That means when I create an activity which is unassigned, will go into the backlog. That means I'm just thinking about the activity. I do not have who will do the activities or haven't decided a lot of all the details what needs to be completed part of the activity. I will put it in the backlog. As soon as I define who has to use the activity or who has to get it done, either he can assign himself or I'll assign it to that particular person and it will go in assign. And then once it is assigned, then it can be dragged by that user. He will get a notification, he will drag it and he'll keep it in progress. As soon as he gets in progress, everybody part of this initiative, suppose 20 people are working together, by just seeing this board, they can know 4 are in progress and what 4 are in progress. And if they want to know the details, obviously they can click and they can find out what details related to this activity is happening. Now you can see there is kind of what needs to be done in terms of the backend application. As a developer, I need to create some APIs and third-party integrations. Then I need to back up the data, all these activities in terms of completion, definition of done. I need to get it completed so that the activity is fully done. Then related to testing, some activities are there. So that is the whole idea. So as I keep going, I will just keep checking. So anybody who goes into this activity will come to know with the checkboxes how far the activity has got completed. It has a significance of percentage also based on where the activity was in which swim lane. So since it was in the middle one, we see 50% has been done. You could also reassign. So if I decide that I need 2 people to work on this now, I could just click one more person. 2 people are assigned now. Who's the persona? So I'm creating this particular feature or this particular whatever function for a database admin to work on eventually when the mobile app is created. So that's how I can signify a persona. Now, all this, whatever I'm talking about, these options, assignee, persona, or phase of the project is all configurable by an admin, by yourself also. So based on what you are doing, like suppose if you are running an operation initiative and you want to signify, let's say that particular operation initiative task are related to, let's say, service transition. So you could actually tag service transition phases rather than this development phases. You can have different personas, or you can name the persona into something else only, or else completely else, you know. So I mean, this could be renamed, this could be renamed priority rather than priority. You're using severity part of your process, so this could be renamed. And it's not like from the backend development, it is through a configurator. You could easily rename all this to set up whatever you are doing part of your processes in the tool. So the process takes a lead and the tool gets adjusted, whatever process the company is following. That is the whole idea. The prioritization gets set. And then if I have an application for this particular build, if I have an application document which I need to refer, like these documents should be referred when I'm developing, I can click these 2 documents. So whoever is going to do the backend development needs to refer to this document as a supporting document. And then attached to Punch, like whatever is happening, suppose I want to signify with images as a status. So I can go ahead. There is one image already attached, which you can see. If I want to attach another image or another document specifically to this particular activity, then I can attach a video even. Whatever related to this particular activity, I can go ahead and attach. So whoever comes back and wants to know the progress through the image, through the video also, they will come to know what is happening. Obviously, there is time boxing. So you have a start and an end date when the activity is supposed to be over. And that is the whole idea of this particular. We call it as a punch. It could be called as an activity, as a task. Different names can be given. The whole idea is as you keep completing each of these activities or punches, your project is going towards completion. That is the whole idea. So the whole project is broken into multiple activities and you actually keep moving this. So now it's moved. We have finished one more stage, like we have taken from progress towards quality assurance or quality control. Somebody would actually go ahead inside again, they will view and ensure everything has got completed. So when I take it into QC, means all the ticks would be there. As an example, everything is good, they will take it to close. That means one activity completely end to end has got finished. You know, that is the whole idea. Now suppose during QC, if there were some issues found and something which needs to be fixed by the developer, a comment can be provided. So this is where the way the collaboration can happen. So can you fix this? And if I want to put this as an email to a particular person, I will put @ I'll just put Abel here and save. Abel will get an email basically saying that this needs to be fixed, whatever it may be, a comment can be provided. And again, I'll push it back to progress. So this is the way basically he will know, okay, this is not done. So it's like online collaboration. That is the whole idea. I don't need to go talk to him, explain him. I can go here, just comment, attach an image related to the comment, some description, and then he can pick it up. He can understand, okay, this needs to be fixed. And then finally he fixes it. He can say fixed, he can save, and then again close it back and push it back to QC. If I'm happy, then I close it, you know. So this is the way the process could work. And now I haven't shown how to create an activity. This was existing activities. I just showed how to assign it, how to get it completed, how to describe further in this activity. Now, suppose if I want to create one, a new additional one, there is a create punch here. I can just put some details like testing activity, which phases belongs to, for whom I'm doing that, which is the persona related to this testing, is the tester itself. As an example, let's say the business analyst has to do this testing. Any further description I need to provide at this stage, I will provide. I will create the activity, and that's how the activity gets created. Since I have assigned it, automatically will jump to the assigned lane. Now, if I want to further describe the activity with some check bullet points or checklist. I will open, close the square brackets, put a space. You can see the checklist has start coming. So this is how you create an activity. If the priority needs to be changed, I would say it's a high priority. If I need to attach some supporting documents, I want the user, whoever is going to do this task, let's say in this example, it will be the BA. I want him to refer this task. This file is attached. I want some picture to be attached as what's to be done to explain. I can attach pictures like I showed in the last activity or last punch when I opened it. If it's a milestone, I just click on milestone. That means it will have 0 duration. It will be taken as a milestone. That will be the idea. Or if it's not a milestone, I will just, again toggle it off. It will be shown as a full duration, 1 day, 2 day. Where it will be shown, I will show right now. So this is how this board works. Basically, the idea is the team is collaborating. As they are collaborating, their idea is to keep the flow going from backlog to assign to progress to finally close. And as they keep moving each activity, the whole initiative, let it be project, let it be service transition, let it be let's say HR onboarding of an employee, whatever task related to that keeps getting completed, the whole initiative gets completed. That's the whole idea. One more thing to remember is like you try to keep the progress as light as possible. That means you should have a number defined for work in progress as a limit. So if you have defined 3 as a number that I will keep work in progress limit to 3, I always ensure that the flow is on and nothing gets stuck more than 3 part of WIP, which is work in progress. That means constantly I'll try to move everything towards completion. So as a team, you decide that work in progress limit based on your capacity, how many members are going to work, and your velocity, the speed at which you can work in a particular initiative. So if you're a set of, let's say 10 people and you are experienced people, maybe you can set the limit to 5. And every day or every particular moment of time, this should not cross more than 5. That means if it crosses more than 5, that means there is an issue. Something is getting stuck. That means the flow has broken or got stopped and my things are not moving as fast as I want it to move. That's the capability of a Kanban. This is where the Kanban, board itself is called Kanban, and the feature which I'm talking about to limit the work in progress comes from the Kanban methodology. So that is the whole idea. So this is which I wanted to explain, one of the key features which QPunch has now. Now these activities I have done in an agile fashion and I'm moving them, and I'm assuming that everybody is self-responsible. They will get things done and everybody wants to move and get things completed. They're self-governed. They're motivated to finish the project as required. Now suppose all these activities I want to see in a format of a roadmap. All these activities are listed, but I don't see end to end what is the duration of overall the full activities, like when it's going to be started, when it's going to be completed, what are the links, suppose if they are dependent on each other, what are the links between these activities. So I come to this view, which is called, we call it as a Gantt view. In this, I can see the activities are linked to each other. That means I have to finish the idea, then I can go to the concept, then to the feature, then the minimum viable product. And I can see the overall progress of how things are moving in that particular board, how the team is executing and completing. I can actually map down the percentage also. And then if I also, like suppose this one, now I add a test, the test also has to be linked. So basically what I have to do is I have to just drag and drop and I can actually link to any particular activity, part of my overall, you would say the schedule, So this is the way you could basically, you can actually link the activities if you need to increase the duration, which is also possible from here. And since the auto scheduling is on, it actually moved the whole chart directly when I move this first activity. So this is the way you could actually link the same activities which were shown over there and understand that everything will be finished. Let's say now I started late November, end of November, which is now, and I'll finish close to January. Now, suppose if someone is pushing the activities and it's not able to finish, like the concept of the draft, as an example, the draft concept is not getting over and it's dragged a lot, automatically I can see that my timelines will not be met. And this is the way you can start mapping yourself to ensure that within the time boxing in terms of the whole initiative, whatever you have defined, everything remains in the limit and everything gets completed. So this feature actually makes you understand and work with a schedule. That is the whole idea, Now I want to see what are the critical activities out of them. I click on critical. So these are the critical activities which will take more time. So this is the running, both are running in parallel, but this will take more time to complete. That means I need to get focus and none of them should slip. Yeah, because if a few of them here slip, at least I have some kind of a float, some kind of a buffer. I can still catch up and still finish the whole initiative by mid of January. But if one of these activities push, that means my end January date is in danger. So this is where the critical path feature comes in. More features are there, but I will not go for the time shortage. I will not go into everything, but this is the concept. If, like I said, if anyone requires more information, they can come back to us. Now, if you recall, I had told that one of the activities I'll make it as a milestone. So there, this is where the milestone comes in. This activity is a milestone, and you can see the milestone is shown not like this, but like a kind of a diamond box. Here, the idea again is basically it shows kind of a snapshot in your plan, like kind of a marker that you have finished your planning. And now you are going into execution and completing the development end to end. So all related to drafting the concept, defining the platform, researching, relating to planning activities have been completed at this point. So I can go back and report to my management, to my stakeholders saying that everything related to once all is over, everything related to planning is over, and now we are into development as we speak. So that is the idea. If you want to move, you can easily move this also. Obviously, when the auto scheduling is on, the whole thing moves. So this is also very simple, intuitive, and it has a lot of power because it make you understand overall timeline and linking of the task and the activities so that you can understand. And these same activities which we were seeing there are actually visualized in this format. So it's not that we are changing anything here. The same thing can be worked from here, open from here, which was shown in the board view. So usually what happens is basically the PM plans here and the execution team actually executes from here because here they can collaborate, they can understand. Their focus is to get each part over. And as each part is getting over, the PM can understand and can realize the status of the whole project or the whole initiative is moving towards completion, towards where it's supposed to be in terms of meeting the objective. That is the whole idea. So these were the two kind of views which we have to offer part of the tool. The third view is like, suppose if there are many resources working and I do not know how much bandwidth each resource has. And at the same time, I do not want to overload people and actually somehow balance everyone so that they're not completely occupied and they're not burning themselves too much out in terms of getting the whole initiative completed. So as an example, I'll just give an example here. Like suppose if this activity for myself, 3 things have been assigned to myself and my utilization you can see has crossed or is close to 100%. That means that I might not be capable of completing everything together. So there are 2 ways to balance this out. Either actually I move the activity where I am free. So I start early, I move some activities, or I balance it out with another resource. So here it's myself again, but the too many of myself. So suppose here between business analyst, let's say between business analyst, and we'll try to do between able and business analyst. So 2 activities gone 100%. Now I want to balance the business analyst with able, so I'll move this activity here. So between the two, it's got balance. Now this activity, the duration is like again 40 hours totally taking in. That's why it is showing still 100%, but you could actually reduce the duration, the planned hours, and to complete it, let's say in 3 days as an example again. So it's a weekly view. So you can see 60% utilization. So that way you can adjust and understand in terms of resources, how is the bandwidth? Is everyone actually properly assigning and nobody is getting overloaded, and shuffling of the activities in a very easy manner can be done to ensure that everybody has a kind of a balanced effort. Nobody is overloaded. That is the whole concept of this calendar view. So that is the idea of this calendar view. So this is where there are the 3 views I wanted to cover, just part of how the tool works in terms of ensuring everything gets completed and everything is organized. Now, obviously, there are filters and you can actually sort out based on you say username, whoever is assigned. So I just want to see what are my activities. So it just shows my activities now when I sort it this way. So you have like keywords through which you can actually sort this, and then you can list them down either on due date, based on priority. So multiple ways basically you can list them in a particular fashion to see where each one is and how actually I want to go ahead and get it to completion. You could multi-select certain activities and delete them together also. That is also possible. You can define particular roles on particular lanes, so as user roles, and those people are only able to move the activities. That is also possible. That can also be done. So this has a lot of features which I'm not covering, but it has a capability and it's been working with many enterprises successfully. That is the whole idea. When I'm moving this and I'm doing all this, what is happening at the back, I'm auto generating, which I called, if you remember the initial slide, I said we generate dynamic reports. So as you can see, basically there is a trend kind of an analysis getting created automatically when I'm moving those tasks. I can come to know, like suppose if I want to have a comparison, let's say between assign and QC, this is the comparison, this is the trend. Like there was a gap, now the gap has closed and we are working very closely as we are assigning. The QC is also at the same time getting completed. So these kind of trend analysis on a monthly basis, on a daily basis, split of the activities in terms of workload can be seen. So I set up a duration, let's say here a month duration, and then I view, then I know how those activities are distributed in terms of workload. So a lot of activities I can see is in development, concept development, research. So this is the way I can realize where those activities in terms of overall, all the project initiative, these 22 items, how they are distributed. This is what I can understand from here. That is the whole idea. And then I have like a due today, whatever is due on me today, basically it shows over here. There is a better user dashboard, which Irene will be showing once I complete. Then there is an auto generation of a snapshot of a progress report. Either you take it out on a monthly basis or a weekly basis. This will explain you in terms of overall projects, I would say status. So the project, the client, whoever now is myself as a client, PMO Bytes, this is the project we are talking about. This is the stated period, where it has reached, what was the due date, what is the new date if the date has got changed, what is the actual percentage versus the planned percentage, what was accomplished in the last reporting period, what is planned to be accomplished, what are the milestones we are trying to complete. If we have any risk, there is a risk register also. From the risk register is pulling the risk relevant to this particular period. So that's how the risk is getting listed down here. Issues are also getting listed down. And same way, if the team has recorded lessons in the lesson register, which is also kind of an online lesson register feature. If they are recording that, automatically it will get down in this particular window snapshot of the progress. You can save this, you can export this into PDF and doc and share it with your stakeholders. That's the whole idea. Now, where do you record risk and lessons and collaboratively record them? When you go here, basically you have the risk register, which is an online register. You could record as things are happening. If you see if you foresee a risk which could hamper your progress, you just click on this plus button and you can record a risk and you can link it to a particular activity which is at risk. So this is the way you could actually record risk. When the team has learned something through their mistakes or something they have done really well and they want to record it for future project, for phases in the project which they're going to run in future, they want to apply that lesson, but they want to record it before they apply. So here is where they can record the lessons also. This is where the risk and the issues are getting picked up in that report which I showed. So this is in a nutshell QPunch, certain features. There are more to it, so I'll just cover quickly. So what we have done is we have shown you the Kanban, some kind of graphs, resource utilization, reallocation I showed you. So these features I have showed you. Now, further to do that, basically those things were related to project itself. If a company is very concerned about ensuring in terms of portfolio, everything is happening to a budget defined, to a strategy completion, they can actually have portfolio dashboards, which also the tool is capable of creating. As a quick example, I'll just show you here for one of the customers we have done. Just quickly to show you. Now they have a national SME strategy which needs to be completed with many different initiatives, which is talent retention, SME credit financing, entrepreneur talent program. And currently the stage of the strategy is 38%. How it reached? Because it is actually computing based on these different outcomes to be completed. Now, when you double click on this outcome, it will take you to multiple initiative projects which contributes to that outcome. And if I need to know any particular project status, I'll click this and I'll drill down. So this is like a portfolio simple feature which takes you from the portfolio to the program to the project. And here is where you can actually go ahead and manage the project. The same thing which I was showing you in kind of different perspective linked to the program to the portfolio. So this is how you can see now the same the board which I was showing you before. Let me go to the particular project. Yeah. So here these are the multiple initiatives. When I click on this, you can actually see the same kind of the Kanban board, which I was showing you before, are getting tracked. And as they are getting completion, they are contributing towards the outcome, which is here. So it's contributing towards the outcome and which is contributing towards the strategy completion. So as I keep completing part of every project, related activities or related different tasks which needs to ensure the entrepreneurial talent will be developed, automatically the strategy progress will keep increasing. So that's how it gets tracked. So that's kind of a portfolio program and project connection. So here is one of the customers who was very concerned. They had multiple initiatives running globally and they were concerned that nothing should get delayed. The expenditure which is on the ground getting spent should be controlled as per the budget. So we developed kind of a portfolio view for this senior management to ensure everything is visible, tracked, and can be drilled down to the level where they can actually see what is happening on the ground even. So that is the idea of this portfolio management. This I have already shown, which is the QPunch initial dashboard of the project. It has a certain workflow features also. So basically, if you have some documents part of your initiative you want to get it approved, then only you can move particular task or particular activity. You can have those documents stored in the application. You can create a custom workflow, have your approvers or reviewers defined in that workflow. And the whole mechanism of getting that approved actually gets somehow captured in the system. Reporting can be done around that. So it's a workflow capability where a single document cannot move or a single activity cannot move unless it is approved by certain people, which is a natural kind of a thing in many organizations. You have, like, let's say a project is getting closed. You cannot close the project unless it is signed off. And the sign off has to be with multiple stakeholders. So that stakeholders you can define part of this workflow that these three people have to review the project has got over. And finally, one of them, the last one, the final party will say, yes, it is all good. Then only you will be able to close that particular activity. So the workflow can be designed, and accordingly as the workflow moves on, these buttons keeps popping up, and different actors of the workflow will actually keep clicking on the button and it will move from one stage to another. So it has a capability of workflow also. I explained about the Gantt chart, so this is also covered. I explained about this progress report. I showed you executive reporting, dashboards. Yes, it has also a capability of recording timesheets for people. So suppose I have like 10 resources, again 10 team members working, and I want to ensure each of them working on what I am able to take out from the system. And on a monthly basis, I'm able to analyze like how much work was planned for them, how much did they achieve, and where are they spending their hours, and what is the cost of that resource. So that can also be done. It's called timesheets in general terms, which can be extracted from the tool. That is also possible. Then we saw this also, that the distribution of work in terms of many people, where they are working, what is their time getting spent against plans versus actual can also be seen. That is also possible. It also supports like the agile methodology. You can create iterations, you can create sprints. So anyone who's aware of agile, in agile, you just don't work in this fashion. You time box the activities into sprints or iterations or waves, which also can be created by the tool. So this is also possible. So you can actually apply agile methodology with the QPunch tool also. This is something I already showed. If you have to balance the resources in terms of their utilization, can be done by the tool. This kind of burn down charts can be taken out by the tool again to understand how the activities are planned and how they are progressing towards completion in terms of a burn down chart. Then understanding each resource, how their workload is, what is the forecast workload, and when they will be available can also be extracted from the tool to again to ensure my resources, if I need them for future initiative, when they will be available, when they will be free to take on a new initiative. So from this I can analyze that. That is the whole idea of this particular report. Now for the mobile application and the user dashboard, I'll hand it over to Irene. Irene will continue and show these two features. And in the last part, we'll take if any questions from anyone. Irene?
Okay, yeah, yes, sir. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is visible, Irene.
Okay, yeah. So this is the user dashboard page, which we can access from the dashboard icon that is visible on the top of the page. So here it lists a statistic view of the number of active projects that I'm involved in, the entire number of projects which I'm part of in the PMO Bytes subscription. So I have 11 active projects running currently, and I have 14 open punches that are part of these projects. It's a total list, and the notification, the progress count. Weekly, I do not show here. I'm already on the monthly view. So I have the monthly progress showing as 81%. So we have different views available here. There is a daily view, weekly view, and a monthly view. I'm currently on monthly view, and the punches that are already assigned to me are listed over here. So I have a different punches with ID. My name is listed here. The title is here. The due date for the task is added here. The status of the punches can be viewed here. So suppose I log in here for a day and I find these tasks are overdue, I can prioritize them. So already it has crossed the dates and it's in an overdue status. So I'll have to focus more there. And then the progress percentage is showing and the priority is also listed. And then for the next month also, I have the table showing of different tasks that are part of my next month activity, the status of the project, and the same details. So this way I can coordinate my works. So this is regarding the user dashboard. We have different speedometers and graphical views together with the table of data listed. Now, that's all about the dashboard. I'll move to switch to the mobile application. So we have a QPunch mobile application developed for easy mobility. We can work on the go from hand. So we have the application developed in Android and iOS. So here I have the same PMO Bytes subscription, and then I can go to the same project mobile application dev. This is that project. And when I get into the dashboard, it shows me the tasks that are already assigned to me. I have 6 tasks that are currently assigned. 83% is completed, 16% in progress, and 0 in overdue. And I have my task area where I can specifically switch to my tasks that are assigned to me. Upcoming, I have a task. Completed, I have different tasks. So if I wish to edit something, I can simply open. Maybe I'll go to for possible cost of app. This is one of the tasks that is assigned to me. I can go here, edit my task on the go. If I have to change the lane, the status, I've already completed this task. If I wish to update the status, I can directly click on closed and you can see the progress lane adjust accordingly. If I want to change the actual hours I've spent is 8 hours, suppose, I can add details here and I can amend the description. Whatever change I wish to do, if I have more attachments to do, I can attach it from here. So all those are possible and I can go for saving. So this will get an effect in the web version also. Sorry. Whatever changes I'm making here will get affected in the web version as well. I'm also given permission to add a comment here. So suppose I have comments to be given to the other project members, I can add it over here. So that's regarding the comments. So this is really easy to use on the go. We can make changes to our task.
So the idea is the same thing which was happening on the web is possible on the mobile for task updates and any further description on the go. That's the whole idea with the mobile app. It doesn't have all the different reports and features, but it has the main feature to track down where the user has reached in terms of the completion of his particular activity, punch, or task, we call it, whichever name you want to give it. But the idea is like he's recording the progress, and the progress is getting affected automatically in the web version and can be seen by the project manager on the whole also. That's the idea. Yeah, go ahead, Aaron. Sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I think we have, let me just share again, just to cover up few final slides. So this is where the mobile version Irene was showing. So you could actually delegate tasks. You could see the progress of each task in terms of status reporting. You have a quick kind of a dashboard. Task editing is possible. Searching is possible. Now, in terms of other tools and where do we stand and how is it different? This is a normal question which people ask. What we're trying to do is we're trying to actually, there is two main methodologies in project management we normally talk about. Either it is like a plan driven, where you plan initially, you have everything set in terms of all the documentation, and then you run based on a plan, which is called as waterfall. So a lot of tools are made for that particular methodologies and they work fine, which is a waterfall methodology. And a lot of new tools, they support agile methodology where you on the go, you're planning, you're running, and it's a change driven. You know things will change because the requirements are not fully documented or not fully captured, which is the nature of many projects nowadays. The QPunch actually serves part of both. It is like a hybrid it creates because neither agile nor waterfall can be accepted as it is, because agile says that all the people are self-organized and they can actually be self-managed and they'll run everything by themselves. Yes, it is a good thing if they're doing it, but at the same time, on the whole, management needs to know where they are. So that reporting feature is usually missing in many of the tools to make the management understand, yeah, even if the team is running, where are they right now? Which I showed, like if you remember, I showed the timelines. Yeah, Agile has a roadmap, it doesn't have exact timelines. And people nowadays in projects, specifically when they're running with cost, they need some kind of a timelines, even if they are agile projects. So this is where QPunch makes a difference. It actually merges and blends both the methodologies and it creates a hybrid out of them. So if you're either following, waterfall the classical way, or you're following the new agile way, you can use QPunch both ways, and you can create a blend also for certain aspects which needs to be part of waterfall and what certain aspects which needs to be part of agile. So this is the way it becomes very powerful. That is the whole idea. That's where the differentiator is. Now, in terms of pricing, it starts with $10 with certain features, limited to 3 projects and 10 users. That is the whole idea. So initially, first month is free for all the versions. And then you could actually go ahead and start a subscription, which is just for $10 if you're a very small organization and you will be limiting yourself to 10 users or 3 projects. If you're a mid-size, you might be wanting 10 projects to be run in parallel, 100 users, a premium version could be possible. Or finally, an ultimate version, which has a lot of features, capabilities. We give the kind of a dedicated onboarding account manager. We do some kind of training also around this package. So this is where we actually work out the ultimate package. And then if you have certain more capabilities to be added to the tool, you need some more, let's say, because all this we provide 1 tera space, you need more space, you need mobile version, certain changes are required based on your enterprise solutions, or based on your processes which you run for project management. Then you can talk to our sales team and we can understand and work out. Or you might need on site or maybe in premise hosting, like you like the tool but you don't want to put your data into our cloud. You want to have it on premise. That is also possible, but we need to talk about it and accordingly it can be packaged. That is the whole idea. So this is pretty much it in terms of different things which we wanted to show. So I'll open the floor now for any questions anyone has so that I can accordingly answer and then take it from there. So anything related to the company, anything related to a particular feature on the tool, anything which you need more explanation, you can put in chat. So accordingly, I can take that question and then answer it. I'll stop sharing. So if there is any question, I'll pick it up and then accordingly we can have an answer for it. Or if you want, you can raise your hand. If you want to talk out, we can actually open the mic also. Yeah, so someone is, yeah, can you try unmuting?
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Dion.
Hi. Just a quick question. What kind of companies have started using this, and is it just based in Qatar at the moment, or is it kind of more broadly your kind of client base at the moment?
Sure. Thank you for the question. So basically, we have multiple enterprises which have gone into the tool. So we have, first of all, individual subscribers. So many individual subscribers for their small initiatives, the small projects they are running it. So there are, we could say, around 1,500 subscribers already on the tool as individuals. Then we have Uridu, who's using this for a demand management process which they are running within their enterprise. So there is around 300 to 400 users, and this is an on-premise implementation done for Uridu, and they are using it as multiple functions of the business demand to get something changed as a project, as an initiative. They get it into QPunch, they track the resources, and mainly they are ensuring that the resource, the bandwidth of the resources are balanced. So this is where they're using it. And there's a contractor also now has taken the tool, and they are actually trying to get this tool around their snag management process. They're ensuring every snag within the construction industry is tracked, is properly assigned, is getting completed with the time boxing which they want, and with the quality, whatever deficiency was removed. So this is where they are using it. And there is a software development unit in India. They have also taken the tool. They have also started using the tool. There are some companies in Philippines also. They have subscribed to the tool and using it for, I think, one of the insurance company, one of a transportation company. They are also using it for different initiative which they want to track around the resources. That's the idea. Thank you for the question, Leon. Is it clear?
Yep, that's good. Thank you.
All right, so yeah, Mustafa, you can try speaking up. You can unmute and try.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible now. Yeah.
I wanted to ask, let's say I have an organization of around 20 to 25 people. How long, will it take to implement QPunch in my organization as a team? Could you give a timeline, or is it?
Sure. Yeah. So basically, it depends. Like if 25 people and they want to go in QPunch with the cloud version. So there are multiple like offering, like I said. So if they want to, let's suppose this one of the packages, this basic, premium, ultimate, they decide they want to get on with. Now, to get started with QPunch, it can be immediate. They can create the subscription, they can create an account, they can invite some users. Immediately, they can get started. There is no time lapse because it's a product, it's all ready. Now, suppose if they have some customization to be done, some features to be created, which is a typical case. They want their process, they want a little bit of their kind of reporting as part of the tool. In that case, it might go for like 2 to 3 weeks. And if it's an implementation they want to do on their side, on their premise, not on our cloud. And if they want the whole QPunch to be on their side in their data center, as an example, on-prem, then in that case, it could go along to 1.5 months. So those are the timelines to get it implemented and get in action.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, so let me just check on the answer to the question. All right. Okay, so if there is no other questions, we'll call it a day. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. The recording will also be shared with you guys for further reference. And obviously, you are always welcome. If you remember anything later, you want to discuss further, you want to see further anything around the tool, we're always available. You can reach us out. Thank you. And there is a PMI code for if anyone wants to record their PDUs again this webinar. My team will be sharing a PMI code which you can put in and you can claim up to 5 PDUs, I suppose, for this attendance of this webinar.